Hello, everybody. My name is Bertan Bekgec. I'm the CEO of Ridgge, a hyper-casual development company founded in 2020 in Turkey. And first of all, I want to thank Hyper Game Conference for the invite and for giving this opportunity. While this is our as well our first appearance online, we can say, because we had this mentality of built in private, shine in public. So that's uh, why we were not on the internet or not findable in the internet. That was one of the reasons. And while this is our first appearance, I want to thank all my partners, the whole team, our publisher, Tastypool, and everybody who helped us on this way and supported us on this way we are right now in the current state. And jumping directly to our session. Today, what we are going to talk is values which needs to exist in a game company. And here, it's important to note here why I chose this topic or why we choose this topic, because we always see in sessions or in the internet, you can look up, you can find a lot of information with hyper casual development, about achievements, about publishing, about how you can create great games, which tools do you need, technical information in general, but about values and stuff and how to build this team and make the team work to a common goal in the right path. That's another question, because hyper casual games are usually not created alone. You need the publisher, you need the developer, the game designer, the artist. You need the whole team, and a team works together in a teamwork way, and that needs values, and that is, I think, valuable to talk about. So that's why we chose this topic in general. So here we have our values, which are, not every value is, of course, here, but the most important ones I thought that I picked here, we're going to talk about, and those values are, a lot specified for the hyper casual industry in general, and values which we use in our company as well. So we have firstly our focus value, our work ethic value, discipline, professionalism, quality people, quality communication, open mind, and at the end we will have the general summary and all of that in all of the topics together. And as well, so you stay tuned. I will tell you a little success story about a company and with one of our games. So let's directly start the goal. So again, why we chose this topic and for what it benefits for. At the end of the day, we want quality production. We want great games. We want to have those games played by millions of people. And for that, again, we need quality production and quality games. On the technical side, of course, you need a lot of things. You need to have people who can use Unity really well. You need to have great game designers. You need to have the great idea of creating a quality production. But how do you prepare the environment to have a quality production like that? So that's one question here. What kind of management should be executed? Which values does the team need? Because again, they work together and they create this product, this game together. So they need values. They need the common vision of something to create this quality production. And with those questions, we are going to solve the problem of quality production, we can say. And I hope this session will help answer a little bit of those questions. In general, for who is that presentation or the session? We can say it is for newcomers who want to know more about the industry environment. So, people can think and watch in the internet again, how do you make hyper casual games, but coming into the office, coming into the team, and how do we work, which values do we have, how do we communicate and stuff like that. That's something he or she can, learn after coming, but having inside information on before coming would be useful on that side. So maybe the newcomer can decide if he or she wants to come or even don't want to come, which is also understandable because it's not for everybody. As well, this is for existing game companies, maybe for founders, managers in general, who are setting up, the company values and setting up the teamwork structure and the management structure and everything else. So that could maybe add you a little bit of another side of the story and adding a little bit of information, because knowledge has no limits. So as well for curious participants who want to get inside information in general how things work here. Also, while we are in the game industry, I set up a level chart here. Let's say experts are level 100. This session is for people with level 50, we can say. And that means if you are an expert, maybe this session is not for you, but as well, again said, it could give maybe another side of thinking after this session, which would be useful because knowledge has no ends. So level 50 players, we will go on. Starting directly with focus, the value focus. So in general, we are in the game industry, and the game industry is a really, really comprehensive place. As you see here in the presentation, we have puzzle, we have console, we have mobile, we have a lot of devices. You can play on mobile, on VR, a lot of genres, arcade, horror, a lot of things. So it's really comprehensive. But what we are going to talk about today is hyper casual. And while this is a comprehensive place, we need to focus on something because you can't do everything at the same time. For that, you need power, you need a lot of people, and a lot of things more to make a quality product on that end, because you can shift your power into different areas, because there are a lot of different areas which you can shift from. So we need to have the value focus if you want to create great hyper casual games, if that is the goal. And for that, recommended is setting up a focus policy, a priority policy in general. So that could be a great benefit for all of the teams, so that everybody is on the same page, everybody knows which we are focusing on, everybody knows what is the priority, and don't try to shift away from this genre, because this genre is really comprehensive. And again, why do we need the focus policy in general, or why do we need the focus value in general? We can say again, this hyper casual industry is really, really diverse genre. We have a lot of subgenres, a lot of new subgenres are emerging, a lot of new mechanics, visuals are emerging, and to keep up with this, you need to create innovative games. You need to be creative, and that is only possible if you focus. If you don't focus, you can't do that. As well, it has a massive player base, billions of downloads, billions of players, and that as well, there's the need to make them happy. And as you can think with the number, making billions of players happy is not easy. That's really not easy. And for that, you need to have a focus policy as well. And you need to, make the focus value important in your organization. Also, one other point, there is, of course, huge demand. So we had these billions of players, and there are billions of players coming newly. So there's huge demand, which is always growing, and you need to improve, you need to be faster, and you need to be better for, answering this demand and creating great solutions for this demand. And that is, again, also possible if you focus on that, because that's not easy again. So in general, the keyword here is hyper casual is incomplete. So incomplete is the keyword, and what you do with incomplete things, you need to focus on it and try to complete it, or try the best to make it complete, because it is incomplete, like we see. And this is again only possible with focus and sustainability. As well, one thing I want to mention here, a good example which I always use, we see a lot of game companies shifting because of this focus policy. And a lot of people are using this subgenre hypercasual as a rocket to, jump into other subgenres maybe, which is totally understandable. I can understand that not everybody likes to create hypercasual games, but if you are creating hypercasual games, and if you want to create great hypercasual games, you need to focus on that, because it is a massive player base, there's huge demand, and there's a lot of diverse genres in the hypercasual industry. And an example here for is to understand the scale of hypercasual. I have this example of, let's say, the car industry. So in the car industry, we have sport cars, and we have, a little bit low engine, more comfortable cars. And we can say there is need of both. So there needs to be a company who creates sport cars, but there is also a company which creates these low engine cars, and it is needed, and there's demand. And that's the same for all hypercasual industry. There is demand, there are players who likes this, and if you don't notice this demand, that's not good. So you need to focus on that, and you need to realize how big the hypercasual industry is. And if somebody is doing AAA games like the sport cars, it doesn't mean that you don't need to create hypercasual games or low engine cars in this example. So understanding the scale and the importance of hypercasual games is vital here. And after you understand it, I'm telling you, you will set your focus policy right on top of that. Okay, going on with work ethic, discipline, and professionalism. So, work ethic, discipline, professionalism is needed for fast production and high quality trendy games. You need to have fast production in this industry. You need to have high quality in this industry to be successful. And you need to make trendy games in this industry. And that is only possible with the work ethic, with discipline and professionalism. And that's the, we can say the bad side of the story, because a lot of people talking about, the hyper-casual industry or the game industry in general, we have a great environment, we have great working standards and so on. Yes, that's true. It's the gaming industry. You are doing games for millions of people. In general, you are doing games, and that's a good thing. But doing this in a fast way and high quality way and in a trendy way, that is not easy, and that needs those disciplines and those work ethics, which makes the industry sometimes not so enjoyable as you think. So it is a hard task. This is, a little information for the newcomers maybe. it is not always fun. That well said. Let's go on with our, success story, which we directly connected to our values of work ethic, discipline, and so on. So, Holiday Home 3, maybe you heard about this game or saw it in our page as well. So, Holiday Home 3D, we got the idea from our publisher in November 2020. And Holiday Home 3D is a Christmas game or a holiday game. And what needs to be done here is clear. We need to have this game before holidays because if you want to make a Christmas themed game successful, it needs to be on Christmas and not after Christmas. So that was the huge problem we can say here, because again, the idea came in November and December we had the holidays 2020, so we needed to be fast, and we managed to do that. As you can see, on December 2020 we launched Holiday Home 3D before the holidays, and that was only possible with the work ethic and the discipline. So that was hard times, but it was worth the hard times, and that's the part of the, it's a side of the story. And as well, worth mentioning here is we did this without even making any shifts or working more hours than we usually do. So that is another point which is here important. And we did this, we could do this because of work ethic or system or discipline. And if you set up this correctly, you don't need to make shifts. You can just work in your working hours and be productive, set up your goals, and do everything you want. And that was the discipline here, brought us here, get us here to Holiday Home 3D, launch before holidays. Going directly to the other topic, which is also connected a little bit, is the productivity, and that you not need to rush anything if you are well planned. So what we see here in this presentation is you have this 24-hour clock, which you see, and in the 24 hours clock we have 9 hours of work, let's say. And the important thing here is we're going to combine it right now to make that happen. Only in these 9 hours we need you or us to be productive. And if you are productive in this 9 hours, combined with a plan and system and values, which we are talking today, you have no need to rush, because a well-planned project needs no rush. So again, productive during work times, combined with plan, system, values, means no need to rush. That says so. Going on directly, hyper-casual games have a simple structure. So that is a lie, of course, as we can talk and see today. So hyper-casual games has no simple structure. And that's why you need always to stay up to date with all those trendy elements, because it is a part of trendy elements. And what you need to do here is you need quality people doing this. And quality people in general for this hyper-casual industry is, told a little bit like people who are aware of the power and scope of this industry. So we talked right now together with you guys, and I'm sure you understood this. So to understand the power and scope of this industry, but not everybody understand it. So if you understand the power and the scope of the industry, you will focus, you will have the discipline, and you will have the system to make those great products happen. And for quality people, we need quality communication as well. And in general, why do we need it? So that's the question. So hyper-casual games is a combination or a product mixed together with elements like social media, music, cinema, other game genres, console games, AAA games, stuff like that, popular culture, and other hyper-casual games. And we can say a lot of more in this. It is a combination of all of that. And with the combination of all of that, we want to make a great product. And that is only possible if we have a little bit of mastery of all of those points which come together as a hyper-casual game. And this is as well only possible with quality people who are aware of the industry, who are willing to research, who are willing to add new knowledge to things they already know, who are willing to stay up to date, who are disciplined, and if they know everything in this industry, which are part of hyper-casual games, the communication quality will rise as well, because everybody will be on the same page. And one of the things I want to mention here, which is a cool activity and a useful activity we see here, is as well one of our examples. We have a monthly movie Friday in our company. What we do here, we said the cinema or the movies are part of it. So one in a month, we watch a movie together, we review it, we took it apart and think about, what could be used in this movie, what is important in the movie, stuff like that. As well, we have weekly game shows where we talk about other game genres and watch other game genres while playing it together maybe. And if we do it as a team, everyone will be on the same page. So, we had this case last time we were thinking about the game, and then one of our friends, one of our team members, talked about the movie we watched the months before and gave an example on that. And if we weren't on the same page, we couldn't even maybe understand what he means. So we need to be aware of it. We need to have a little bit of mastery in all pieces of the hyper-casual game genre. Going on with our last value, which we talked today, also one of the important values, and that is open mind. So you can't predict or know. That's the key word. Why? Because one example here, one of the recent examples which we have here is, I picked that up, Arcade Idol. So also experts in this field, or people who spent years in the hyper-casual industry, would have thought that before Arcade Idol, if you would bring the idea to them, they would say it is not easy enough for the audience. It is too complicated for the audience. It has too much game depth, and you need to interact with a lot of things which the hyper-casual industry or the hyper-casual audience don't do. And what happened? It worked, or it works. Maybe later it won't work, that's another topic, but we saw examples like this a lot of the times, and in general, that is just an example that you can't predict or know it. And why you can't predict it, that's the other question, because there is no formula for that. It is, again, too comprehensive. And what doesn't work today may work tomorrow. And one of the most important things why you can't predict or know things in this industry is because it is part of the entertainment industry. So hyper-casual industry is part of the game industry, and game industry is part of the even larger entertainment industry. And in the entertainment industry, what we can say is you can't predict anything because it is entertainment. There's people who like it, there's people who don't like it, and people will like it maybe in another time. So you need to do the right thing at the right time, and a lot of points which we could mention here. And again, the entertainment industry is nothing you can predict because entertaining people in general is a hard task, and having a formula for that would change the game. And I'm sure there is no formula for that. So that's why you need to be open minded and think of possibilities which you didn't thought yesterday, because it can happen today. So that's why you need to be open minded. So, the summary, we have the team, we want to have success. So, first of all, we need the goal. After that, we need system, plans, and values, which we taught today, which is an important part to go to the success. Because while this happens with the goal, with the system and plans and values, you will have a teamwork improvement with the right values and with the right people, with good people, of course. And with teamwork improvement, you will have quality games. And with quality games, you will get success. And, this is only possible because you focused on the goal, you focused on the values, and people were aware of the scale of this industry. And after that, the quality games come. So you don't need to focus on quality games. You need to focus on the team. You need to focus on the values, because they are going to create the quality games. And that is the path to go. And after the quality games, you will have the success general. So thank you for listening, and I hope this could be a useful information for you all, because it is a really important topic for me, for my partners, for our company, and everybody who believes in values like this. And if we could shed a little bit of light into it, that would make me, my whole team, and people who believes in this really happy. That's it. I wish you a nice day. Have nice sessions.